December 31st, 1944. Above northern Germany, a B-17 nicknamed the Little Skipper keeps steady in a battered formation. In the cockpit, Second Lieutenant Glenn Rojohn and his co-pilot, Second Lieutenant William Leek, stare ahead at a sky filled with smoke, tracer, and the red blossoms of flak. Their target is a string of oil facilities near Hamburg. As the formation nears the objective, anti-aircraft fire erupts below like a forest of black smoke. Plane after plane takes punishment. Some are riddled with holes, others burn and fall away. The sky becomes a battlefield, and the pilots' hands tighten on their controls. When a smoke marker over the docks blooms into view, the group commander gives the signal. Bomb doors open. From the Little Skipper's belly, a row of heavy 500-pound bombs falls away, tumbling toward the harbor. In the ball turret, the crew watches the impact and radios back confirmation. A perfect strike. No sooner have they turned to run than enemy fighters arrive. The first to scream past are the new jet interceptors, Me-262s, terrifyingly fast and armed with deadly Mk-108 cannons. They flash through the formation, then are gone. Messerschmitts and Focke-Wulfs dive in like hornets, targeting stragglers and damaged fortresses. A lead B-17 called Fool's Rush In is struck by flak and careens into another bomber, Cramps Tramps. The collision slices one aircraft in two. Surprising, as it is tragic, some crew members are thrown clear. 6 parachutes blossom into the sky. The sight leaves Rojohn and Leek stunned. A small mercy in a wide-open nightmare. As they head back over the North Sea, thinking the worst is behind them, more fighters arrive. The formation breaks, turbulence tosses the planes, and gaps appear. Hungry openings for German attackers. One Bf-10-9 tears into the lead ship, killing its pilots instantly, though the bomber keeps flying on autopilot, unaware that no hands steer her from the nose. Rojohn notices the lead plane drifting upward and moves the Little Skipper to close the gap, trying to hold formation. Suddenly, a violent shudder throws both pilots forward. An impossible impact. The lead bomber, now a lifeless shell, has struck them. The other ship plows into the Little Skipper's belly. For a heartbeat, the two fortresses are locked together, metal fused by collision and chaos. Inside the wreckage, the ball turret of the other aircraft is jammed, and men are badly wounded. On the Little Skipper, Corporal Joe Russo is trapped and begins to pray. Over the intercom, his voice filters through. Prayers said quietly, a last ritual. His crewmates try desperately to free him, but the turret is immovable. Rojohn and Leek fight to control 2 aircraft as one. Fires begin to lick the wings, and gun ammunition starts cooking off. The duo reduce power, find a slow grinding rhythm, and, by sheer pilot skill, coax the fused mass into a turn toward land. They know they must reach shore for the crew to have any chance to bail safely. Now below them, the coastline of Germany comes into view. The pair bring the pair of wrecked bombers down, careful, fearful of an uncontrolled plunge. Engines falter, and flames weaken the structure, but inch by inch they manage to descend. Several men jump through the tail and into open air. Some survive the fall and are taken prisoner. Others are not so fortunate. Then terror turns into a living nightmare. One of the locked planes explodes on impact. The force catapults the Little Skipper free for a fleeting second, only to have her belly slam back into earth and slide through a wooden building. When the dust settles, there is silence. Against all odds, the 2 pilots are alive. Bruised and shocked, but alive. Leek crawls from a twisted hole behind the cockpit and, in the moment before German soldiers approach, reaches for a cigarette. Instead, he finds a gun barrel pointed at him, and the wrecked airman's fate is sealed. 6 crew from the Little Skipper and 4 from the other bomber would ultimately survive that day. Rojohn's calm, his quick thinking, and Leek's refusal to abandon the controls helped save lives. For his actions, He would later receive the Distinguished Flying Cross. He, however, remained humble, insisting he only did his duty and crediting his co-pilot for their survival. This was more than a crash. It was a testament to training, courage, and grim resolve over a frozen winter sky. In the midst of metal and flame, men made choices that meant the difference between life and death, and some, against staggering odds, came home.